finally, the champions come home to another genuine test from a distinguished old boy making good. Steve Bruce is not available to play at centre-half today, but contrary to some expectation, Rio Ferdinand is. In the end, only two changes, Quinton Fortune in at left-back, and in midfield, Darren Fletcher, impressive at Leicester a week ago, given a home league debut. Birmingham had hoped to hand in last week's team sheet again, but Robbie Savage hasn't passed this fitness test, so Aliou Cisse makes his first Premiership start since January, ahead of a defence which hasn't conceded a single Premiership goal when Kenny Cunningham has played. Well, football has few furies like Manchester United scorned. It is fair to say they were somewhat piqued by events in Stuttgart on Wednesday, so now let us see their response against the Birmingham City side, which hasn't been this high up the English pecking order for more than 40 years. Haven't scored on this ground for 22 years, haven't won on this ground for 25 years, but are entitled to feel today, perhaps, why not? Given the odd defensive wobble of the week, it's somehow pertinent that visitors today should include that most solid, stolid and dependable central defensive partnership of the recent past, Bruce and Pallister. Roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, Morecambe and Wise, great English combinations. Long from Silvestre, seeking out Scholes. Support from Fletcher. And Scholes. And in by Mike Taylor. Is it a drive for goal? Or is it seeking out Van Nistelrooy's head? It found neither. This for the Blues today, though, the former Manchester United youth team player Robbie Savage, who's been struggling with an Achilles all week. Steve Bruce hoped, even up to first thing this morning, that he might make it. He hasn't. Aliou Cisse is his replacement. Fletcher with ball for Gary Neville, and Neville's cross and Scholes' header. Smoothest passage of play to date from Manchester United. Scholes had to make the pace on the ball himself. Swung by Ferdinand for Giggs. First time ball in for Van Nistelrooy. Touched on for Paul Scholes. Who more than anyone is sticking the palm to the goalkeeper in the early stages. Smashing first time ball from Giggs. Held up strongly by Van Nistelrooy. Was barely a threat from Scholes. From Fletcher and a clever gather from Roy Keane. Fletcher. Keane. Now time to turn. And to feed it in for Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Angle in truth was prohibitive. For a player of his net-finding brilliance. On by Dugarry, pursued by Forcell. Very well claimed by Howard. Especially bearing in mind that Silvestre seemed tempted to go for the same ball. Giggs. Stolen from him by Clements. Sniff of hope for Birmingham City. Dugarry. Foul by Fletcher, free kick Blues, quickly taken for Forcell. They're going to get another go at it, are they? And the referee's given it the other way. This was Birmingham's nearest thing to a sniff of a chance. This Silvestre did get something on it, and Howard had to adjust pretty swiftly. Best. Van Nistelrooy in for Paul Scholes, and out comes Taylor, and Scholes has got over him. And the outcome was inevitable. All that is up for debate is the colour of the card. Birmingham City lose their goalkeeper and have a penalty to defend. And Mike Taylor has little by way of defence. He was going for the ball, of course he was going for the ball, but he didn't make it. Ian Bennett, who started 8 of last season's final 9 games after Nico Vasson sustained a knee injury, comes on in goal to play his 349th game for Birmingham. Stan Lazaridis it is who is sacrificed. Van Nistelrooy, who refound his penalty shooting boots in Stuttgart. He's back in the groove. Ian Bennett's first touch is to retrieve the ball from the net. Ruud van Nistelrooy has 9 goals for his season. That is 45 goals from Ruud van Nistelrooy in his last 46 home games. Good afternoon now for the likes of Forsell and Dugarry. Here is Forsell, here is Dugarry. It's through for Forsell, the flag is up. It was late going up, they wriggled their way through between them. And he touched it, well, there was no daylight between Forsell and Gary Neville. There's no doubt that Forsell was the further forward of the two. Well, just one goal, a penalty from Ruud van Nistelrooy, but the manner in which it came for Steve Bruce would have been particularly irksome, given that it meant he lost the goalkeeper. Ian Bennett on for Mike Taylor. It's the first goal Birmingham have conceded on their travels this season, but it gives them a task which isn't far short of impossible. Down to 10 men and trailing at Old Trafford by 1-0. So what chance have Birmingham got? It isn't just that they're a goal down and a man shy, it's that Manchester United are 19 unbeaten at home in the Premiership since Bolton took the spoils here last September. Their defence hasn't been breached at home in the Premiership or in the European Champions League so far this year. If Blues do scratch out a point, then a notable point it will be indeed. Here's Van Nistelrooy, who tucked away the penalty reasonably enough. Not much doubt about the award of that. Here's Clements, Forsell, Dugarry, Cisse. Cunningham, Johnson. Dugarry, nicely taken by Forsell. Snapping back was Neville, but it came out to Jamie Clapham, who suddenly found himself in a position where he could see the whites of the goalkeeper's eyes. It was a surprise early opening for Birmingham in the second half. Giggs. Goes down as a very important save by Tim Howard. He would have been as surprised as anyone to see Jamie Clapham pop up ahead of Manchester United's back four and have a one-on-one shot at him. Handed to Clapham by Neville. Well done for Forsell, who can concern Ferdinand here and get away from Gary Neville. Mikhail Forsell. Came back to Clements. gathered by Howard. It's a very spirited effort from Birmingham in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Van Nistelrooy. Scholes. Gary Neville. Roy Keane. Darren Fletcher. Roy Keane. Out to Van Nistelrooy. And into the midriff of Bennett. Smoke just about ceased emanating from the ears of Sir Alex after the events of the week. Eyes for the ball. So Fletcher just tumbled. Van Nistelrooy. It's a smashing ball. And well dealt with by Fletcher. Neville. Philip Neville. Scholes. Paul Scholes, 2! That man is the difference. A Manchester United side with Paul Scholes in it is just a notch up from any other Manchester United side. A look up, a yard of space, a pure crack of the football, and Manchester United have doubled their lead. Steve Bruce called in the ginger genius, and the ginger genius has come back to haunt Steve Bruce. Van Nistelrooy, Phil Neville, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Scholes, Keane, out by Cunningham. The most highly rated defenders of the Premiership season so far, Kenny Cunningham. He's going to have to earn his call for the next half hour or so, because there's going to be a lot of Manchester United possession. Here is Giggs running at Cunningham. Ryan Giggs, and Cunningham excelled once more. Giggs having fun with Dunn. In towards Neville. On for Scholes. Back for Keane. In for Van Nistelrooy. It's a very, very good piece of goalkeeping. Ian Bennett stood up for as long as he dared. Made himself big and denied what seemed a certain goal to Ruud van Nistelrooy. Gary Neville, Keane. Bennett streamed for it and got it. But you've got to admire this sturdy piece of keeping by Bennett, because Van Nistelrooy was odds-on favourite there. Carter and Dunn were in each other's way, and Sylvester profited. On for Giggs. On for Forlan. Through for Ryan Giggs. Clean as you like. Efficiently finished by Ryan Giggs. Symptomatic of a thoroughly efficient performance from Manchester United, who've waited their moment once, twice, and now 3 times, and without mercy have finally put paid to Birmingham City's spirited effort here. Ryan Giggs marks his 350th Premiership game with his 3rd goal of this season. He's the 5th player to reach the 350 landmark in the Premiership after Speed, Winterburn, Shearer and Sheringham. Van Nistelrooy, Giggs. Stabbed away by Upson from Gary Neville, who thought he might have had a chance to have a crack at goal. It matters little, the game is over, the wrongs of the week are righted for United. Real life comes crashing harshly in on Birmingham's fairy tale start. The Blues' first defeat of the Premiership campaign doubles as the win for the champions, given them by Van Nistelrooy, Scholes and Giggs, which keeps them in the top 3 mix for the duration of the international break to come. It hinged on a sending off and a penalty, and it finished United 3, Birmingham 0.
you know, it's difficult enough to come here with 11. But we've got no qualms. It was a penalty, and the way the law stands is it's a sending off. But I think we have to address that, because this penalty not sufficient. I mean, it's bad enough going one behind here with 11 men, but with 10 men with over an hour to play, then you're always going to be up against it. And as a spectacle, I'm sorry, after that it just dies a death, and the comfortable winners.
But Scholes has settled the issue, and Ryan's third goal was a marvellous pass from Diego for one. So all in all, I'm very pleased. It was a good, determined effort by the players. We put some nice football against the Birmingham side. We have to say they're very, very honest, and they worked so hard to make sure it wasn't going to be any embarrassment.
I always believe in my penalties. Also, when you miss 3, it's not easy. Obviously, you know that you focus a little bit more on the penalties, and you practice a bit more. But you know, you have to let it go then as well, and just be confident enough to take it in the games. And I was ready for it to take it, and I'm glad I went in.